datang di Polytechnic Sahid Jakarta, salah satu kampus pariwisata terbaik di Jakarta.
Pendidikan tinggi vokasi berbasis industri yang unggul, berbudaya, religius, dan memiliki daya saing tingkat nasional dan internasional telah mengantarkan Polytechnic Sahid menjadi trendsetter pendidikan tinggi vokasi di Indonesia.
Dengan metode pembelajaran blended learning, on campus, online, and on workplace menjadi pilihan metode pembelajaran di Polytechnic Sahid.
Dan memiliki program double degree dengan negara Prancis, Jepang, Uzbekistan, dan Taiwan.
Serta memiliki program kerjasama dengan pemerintah Kota Payakumbuh, pemerintah Provinsi Sumatera Selatan, pemerintah Kabupaten Morotai, dan pemerintah Kabupaten Supiori.
Halo guys, welcome back to my channel. So, hari ini saya berada di suatu restoran ternama yang sedang ngehits di kalangan anak muda. Dan saya akan mereview salah satu makanan terbaik di restoran ini, yaitu chicken roll. Tanpa berlama-lama, yuk kita cicipin. Rasanya gurih, lezat, dan porsinya enak banget. Untuk porsinya juga nggak terlalu banyak, juga nggak terlalu sedikit. Untuk plating juga oke banget loh. Nah teman-teman, video ini adalah salah satu profesi di program studi D3 Seni Kuliner yang segera launching. Di webinar soft launching D3 Seni Kuliner ini akan banyak topik yang menarik loh. So stay tune ya. Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Shalom, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. This room has implemented health protocols. Please allow me to take off my mask. Attention please. International Tourism Webinar Sahid Polytechnic Jakarta will immediately begin. To audience, please kindly mute audio setting throughout the ceremony. Your cooperation is highly appreciated. Honorable invited guests, my name is Siti Rahmadanti as Master of Ceremony of this webinar. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from virtual room. We would like to welcome you to the International Tourism Webinar. Tourism Development Strategies in Post-COVID-19 Era. The Honorable Professor Dr. Nugroho B. Sukamdani, MBA BET, General Chairman of the Jaya Education and Social Welfare Foundation. The Honorable Mrs. Neni Wahyuni, Director of Sahid Polytechnic Jakarta, Bachelor of Economics and Magister of Management, represented by Vice Rector of Academic Affairs at Sahid Polytechnic Jakarta, Mrs. Dr. Erina Entas. The Honorable Professor Dr. Juliboy Elfazarov, First Vice Rector on Internationalization and Strategic Development, Silk Road International University of Tourism, Uzbekistan. The Honorable Mrs. Erina, President of Southeast Asia Tourist Guide Association. The Honorable Mrs. Hsin-Tien, PhD, Assistant Professor at Yunpei University of Medical Technology, Taiwan. The Honorable Dr. Yohanes Sulistyadi, Senior Lecturer at Sahid Polytechnic Jakarta. The Honorable Mrs. Haddy Darboe, Senior Officer Activities and Promotion Gambia Tourism Board. The Honorable Dr. Asep Parantika as the moderator in this webinar and all invited guests in this event. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin this webinar by singing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Indonesia, bangsa
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs of Sahid Polytechnic Jakarta, Mrs. Dr. Derinta Entas, to deliver opening remarks. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evenings. The Honorable Mr. Professor Dr. Nugroho B. Sukamdani, MBA, BET, as the General Chairman of the Sahid Jaya Education and Social Welfare Foundations. Mr. Professor Dr. Juliboy, Elfazarov, as the first Vice Rector on Internationalization and Strategic Development at SRIUT International University of Tourism, Uzbekistan. Ms. Erina as President of Southeast Asia Tourist Guide Association. Ms. Hsin-Tien, PhD, as Assistant Professor at Yunpei University of Medical Technology, Taiwan. Mr. Dr. Yohanes Sulistyadi, Senior Lecturer at Sahid Polytechnic, Jakarta, Indonesia. Ms. Haddy Darboe, Senior Officer Activities and Promotion at Gambia Tourism Boards. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First, we would like to express sincere gratitude and appreciation for guest speakers today who are willing to spare their time to share insight to all of us today in this webinar despite their busy times. This event is an implementation of partnership between SRIUT International University of Tourism Uzbekistan and Sahid Polytechnic. It is such a great pleasure for us to welcome all the participants to today's webinars on the topic Tourism Development Strategies in the Post-COVID-19 Era. I believe tourism plays an important role for all of us. This forum is for us to gather and exchange ideas related to the current issue. The goal is to gain insight and knowledge about tourism innovation and strategies in tourism developments, particularly in the new normal era. We all experienced the global COVID-19 pandemic. The spread of the virus has affected various sectors. The hardest hit is the tourism sector and the creative economy. The economic supporting sector due to restrictions that limit social activities and mobility. Stakeholders from the tourism industry have to overcome these challenges. The situation has also encouraged tourism stakeholders to be optimistic and rise to face challenges, open opportunities, continue to adapt during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. Sahid Polytechnic, in cooperation with the industry, governments, and educational institutions, initiated this discussion forum to provide insight into the developments of tourism in the post-COVID-19 era. Sahid Polytechnic, as a pioneer in higher tourism educational institution, continue to adapt and innovate all the time by extending partnership and collaborations. We now have a unique momentum to redevelop tourism, shifting trends over both opportunities and challenges. Together, we can promote the potential of tourism by generating insight and strategies in cooperation with tourism stakeholders. We are thankful that we have close cooperation with our partners. Sahid Polytechnic will continue to support and promote international collaboration to provide greater learning opportunities for the students and community. Finally, I thank all participants for the contribution, and we hope that this webinar will bring us new ideas, new perspective, and new hope, and how we can together develop tourism in the right directions. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi, 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 Om.
Thank you, Mrs. Derinta Entas, for the remarks. We would like to invite General Chairman of the Sahid Jaya Education and Social Welfare Foundation, Professor Dr. Nugroho B. Sukamdani, MBA, BET, to deliver a keynote speech reviving the tourism and hospitality sector in the new normal era. The time is yours. Yes. Yes. Sudah, Pak.
Okay, hello everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nugroho Sukamdani, for the speech. Next, we would like to give a certificate as a token of appreciation as the keynote speakers. Before we start the discussion panel, we would like to show you a trailer of the original mascot of Sahid Polytechnic, Rhino. Rhino represents an endemic animal of Ujung Kulon, Banten Province, Indonesia.
My mom said the rhino is a very protected animal by humans. Our nearly extinct race made humans treat us with affection. The thing that made me most happy is being able to interact with humans. In the past, many people came every day to see me. But unfortunately, that happiness didn't last long. 2019, my world was hit by a terrible COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism is collapsing. No more tourist activities like before. My house is closed. No humans visit me anymore. Sometimes there are humans visit me, but they never interact with me, and that makes me sad. But with my courage, I will seek a new insight to learn more about tourism. I will support the recovery of tourism in Indonesia to bounce back. I am Rino. This is the story of how I met them as tourism friends at the Sahid Polytechnic.
Hi Rino, how are you? How is your day? Good. To audience, if you want to know more about Rino, please follow our Instagram at Poltech Sahid and at Sahid Graduation. Honorable invited guests, next is presentation from the panel guest speakers. Please kindly stay at the Zoom meeting. This session will be guided by Dr. Asep Parantika as the moderator. Dr. Asep Parantika currently is a senior lecturer and researcher at Polytechnic Sahid. He earned his PhD in Geography Tourism from École Doctorate d'Igis Université d'Angers, France, 2015. He is Master Trainer for Rural Tourism Development by Ministry of Tourism, Republic Indonesia, and also Master Assessor for National Professional Certification. Dr. Asep work currently focus on geogastronomy with Indonesian Culinology and Gastronomy Center, ICGC, to promote Indonesian gastronomy. To Mr. Asep Parantika, the time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I would like to welcome you to International Tourism Webinar, Tourism Development Strategy in post-COVID-19 era, Jakarta, 25th November 2021. My name is Asep Parantika, lecturer of Sahid Polytechnic. It is an honor for me to be a moderator at this event. The COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020 became a significant challenge for economic development in Indonesia and the world, especially in tourism. Due to the pandemic, government implement restriction on community activities and mobility to reduce the rate of COVID-19 transmission. The situation has hit hard to the tourism sector that highly relies on mobility. However, now the government policies regarding social restriction have begun to soften. Restrictions in the community have been lifted, even though some regions have reapplied restriction for a second time, but with rules that are not strict as before. This pace of post-pandemic has made people slowly return to their activities. Economic activity is slowly starting to recover. The pools of tourism that have stopped now showing a glimmer of hope to come back to the normal path. The support for tourism activities will boost other tourism subsectors such as culinary, art and cultures, event and transportation, considering the importance of tourism as one of the efforts that provide insight and knowledge about tourism innovation and strategies in tourism development in the new normal era. In this webinar, we will discuss the challenge of tourism industry in the post-pandemic era, the ways of the stakeholder in the tourism industry find strategy in the developing the tourism sector in today's era. At the webinar, we will hear insight from our distinguished guest speakers today about tourism strategies in post-COVID-19 era. We have several great speakers who will share today with us. The first is Professor Dr. Juliboy Elfazarov, the first Vice Rector of Internationalization and Strategic Development at SRIUT International University of Tourism, Uzbekistan. The second, we have Ms. Erina, President of the Southeast Asia Tourist Guide Association. And the third, we have Ms. Hsin-Tien, PhD, Assistant Professor of Yunpei University of Medical Technology, Taiwan. And the fourth, we have Mr. Dr. Yohanes Sulistyadi, Senior Lecturer at Sahid Polytechnic, Jakarta. And the last, we have Ms. Haddy Darboe, Senior Officer Activities and Promotion at Gambia Tourism Board. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the first speaker, Professor Dr. Juliboy Elfazarov. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, you heard me?
Yes, I heard you. How was your day?
Thank you.
Okay, before your presentation, allow me to read your short biography. Professor Dr. Elfazarov, Professor Dr. Elfazarov received his PhD from Samarkand State University, Uzbekistan, and Doctor of Science in Linguistics, Institute of Language and Literature, Academy of Science of Uzbekistan. He was a postdoctoral researcher at Samarkand State University, and Professor Dr. Elfazarov is the first Vice Rector of the International SEATGA University of Tourism, Uzbekistan. In previous years, he worked as a lecturer, associate professor, and head of Department of Uzbek Linguistics, and the Dean of the Faculty of Philology. He has published 15 monographs and textbooks and more than 100 scientific articles in Uzbek, Russian, Turkish, English, Japanese, and other languages in different countries in the world. He is an expert and a member of the editorial board of leading foreign scientific journal in linguistics and Turkonology. Prof. Elfazarov, you have 15 minutes to present your presentation. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam. Good afternoon, sir.
You are Vice Rector of Sahid University and other members of today's seminar. I congratulate you with today's seminar and wish you from Senegal from Sukamdani University. My all best wishes and as you see my talk is COVID-19 pandemic is impact what we can correct. We began in recent years, tourism has become one of the most dynamic and fast-growing sectors of the world economy. The importance of this sector is seen as a driving force for job creation and global economic growth, and is full of reflection in the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals Document. To be more precise, it is reflected in the 9th, 12th, and 14th tourism-oriented goals. The tourism sector is directly and indirectly involved in job creation, especially when it comes to creating jobs for women and young people. In 2019, the tourism sector emerged as a sector that directly and indirectly created 313 million jobs worldwide. This is 10% of the world's supply. In other words, one out of every 10 jobs in the tourism sector. The jobs created in each direct tourism sector provide 1.5 direct or indirect jobs. It is economic impact. Pandemic and global efforts to contain economic lead to 45 and 17% of contraction in the international tourism economy. It is also affecting local tourism sectors as the almost all of the world's population is affected by restrictive issues. Nevertheless, domestic tourism is expected to recover faster than international tourism. With the onset of the pandemic, hotels, restaurants, tour operators, airlines, and cruise ships have expanded operation indefinitely. In the housing and food service sector, 51 million business face an extremely difficult business environment, which has a major impact on job opportunities, with a sharp decline in economic activity. Labor-intensive tourism workers are now facing problems as a sharp reduction in working hours in countries where earned wages are paid. Jobless and increase in this work. And international unemployment. The COVID-19 pandemic likely about some 75 million jobs in the global tourism industry at risk, resulting in a loss of $1.2 and $1 trillion in travel and tourism GDP to the world economy, according to the latest research by World Travel and Tourism Council. The findings show that around 1 million jobs are lost each day in travel and tourism industry, caused by the sweeping effect of the novel coronavirus epidemic, as a 15% of increase from the previous estimation made by World Travel and Tourism Council 2 weeks ago. Asia Pacific is expected to the hardest hit region with nearly 49 million travel and tourism jobs at risk, marking as the loss of nearly $8 billion. It is tourism GDP. In Europe, over 10 million jobs at risk with possible losses of $552 billion, with Germany paying the cost effect controlled by Russia, Italy, and United Kingdom. And suffered in this case all governments must be helped and support the tourism sector. And the countries such as Portugal, Barbados, Singapore, and Chile have provided training or capacity building for tourism workers during travel and through free of discounted online courses. In Chile, the SEATGA program, which is a local program for tourism, provides technical assistance or to entrepreneurs in the field of tourism and business and digital management process. Many countries are pursuing policies to support tourism business, jobs, and income by suspending or subsidizing taxes, levies, and social security contributions. Some countries are providing additional incentives for business to return workers. For example, under Jamaica's business employees support and cash transfer, this cash program on the map, small business in covered areas tourism serve in government remittance twice amount for each employer whose jobs are required. A similar additional transfer income is provided for who lost their jobs between March 10 and June 13. It is previous year. There is an effort to save jobs in tourism sector and support the unemployed people. And next, the effect of COVID-19 to tourism sector of Uzbekistan. In Uzbekistan, what's case in Uzbekistan? The United Nations Development Program is a partnership with the Minister of Neighborhood and Family Support, new ministry in Uzbekistan, who support Mahalla. Mahalla, you know, is in very absolutely in Muslim society. And Center for Economic Research and Reform conducted the survey among the population of Uzbekistan to assess the social and economic impact of the government's response to the COVID-19 threat. According to the survey, the largest loss of jobs related to the COVID-19 pandemic was observed in the service sector, mainly in the grocery sector, in restaurants, cafeterias, kitchens, etc. When asked in which areas the most jobs were lost, the majority of respondents, more than 19%, maintained these areas. In the second place are services provided at the local level, such as barber shops, beauty salons, repair shops, doing workshops, for example, 58%. In educational institutions, it is about 53%. Respondents lost their jobs in preschool and general secondary education. 25% or 13% of respondents choose the transmission in retail sector, while about 15% said that jobs were in hotel business, especially big hotels. And some conclusions. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a negative impact on the global and Uzbek economies. These include industries, regions, populations, and businesses that have suffered more or less damage. Companies operating in the tourism, hotel business, and catering sectors suffered the most. This was followed by a sharp decline in demand and income, mass layoffs, frequent vacations, especially unpaid leave, and layoffs and reductions in salaries and bonuses of other employees. In order to eliminate the conception of the pandemic caused by COVID-19 infection, our country, along with many other countries around the world, immediately developed the necessary measures. Timely decisions in turn play an important role in solving the problems of income, tourism, and labor relations. Thank you for your patience.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you for patience. Thank you.
Salamat. Thank you, Rahmat, for your enlightened presentation regarding the case in Uzbekistan. That I can conclude that we have to act quickly to make decisions to recover our economy, to reduce the negative impact of the pandemics. Support from the government is needed. Is that right? Okay. Before we end of your session, as a token of appreciation, we would like to give a certificate as a presenter. Once again, thank you very much, Professor Elfazarov. And ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is Ms. Hsin-Tien Han, PhD. Hello? Hello? Before we hear her presentation, I will read her biography. Ms. Hsin-Tien Han, PhD, currently as Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, Yunpei University of Medical Technology. She's received her doctor in Business Administration from Lynn University, United States of America. She has had experience as a chair, Department of Tourism and Leisure Management, Yunpei University of Medical Technology, and also Director Commercialization Center, Yunpei University of Medical Technology. Dr. Han, you will have 15 minutes for your presentation. Time is yours.
Hello, I'm Hsin-Tien. I'm from Yunpei University of Medical Technology, Department of Business Administration. It's an honor for me to be here and share my observations about tourism development strategy in post-COVID-19 era in Taiwan. I'm going to start with current situation in Taiwan and then talk about the strategy to how to promote tourism. Okay, let's begin my presentation. Since the COVID-19 epidemic outbreak started spreading globally in early 2020, Taiwan has been working so hard to prevent the virus from invading this island. The Taiwanese people are proud of having the records of 0 confirmed cases of local infections for 8 months, 253 days between April and December of 2020. During this time, most activities in Taiwan continue business as usual. Students can go to school, we can go to concert or basketball game. However, in early May this year, multiple infections occurred one after another. Hundreds of confirmed cases each day continue to be reported daily, causing Taiwanese people start to panic. Government raised the protocol to level 3. School at all levels also suspended all class from May to September, and company also asked their employees to work from home. The woman on PPT is our president of Taiwan. Last month, she is happy to announce the vaccination coverage rate is over 70% for those who received the first dose and 30% for those who received 2 doses. There were only 8 local confirmed cases in October, and the local community are basically safe. The command center tried to open up the country as much as possible in order to revitalize the economy, but the borders are still under strict control to protect citizens. In order to revitalize the economy, the government has issued the $5,000 Taiwanese dollar worth of vouchers to all citizens. The vouchers can be used like cash at all stores like convenience store, supermarket, department store, or at all sporting events, as well as travel activities. Government need to take the lead in encouraging consumer spending. During the epidemic, the numbers of online bookings and reservations grew substantially. The online experience are even more convenient, and it is also important for consumers to choose online platform. Because of the epidemic, travel agent has fewer opportunity to communicate with consumers face by face. So consumers are paying more attention to the clarity of communications and the transparency of the details of the product and the price. The refund mechanism become very important because of the great uncertainty regarding to future travel regulations. The epidemic has increased consumers' self-protection and risk awareness. Tourists reject crowded attractions and avoid strangers as much as possible. Therefore, non-content tourism, self-guided travel, and luxury tourism has become a trend. Places that are close to nature, such as beaches, and locals are far away from urban area, has become the most popular destination spots. In order to revitalize the economy, especially in travel industries, government need to help industry to boost domestic travel, to strengthen regional tourism characteristics and improve the quality, to guide industries to cooperate with policy and develop thin tourism products, to help industry to optimize the operational capabilities, strengthen the application of digital technology. The government needs to take the lead on promoting tourism industries, using bicycle tourism as an example. 16 selected routes were planned. Specific things such as coastal, mountainous, link, and outlying islands were included. Each route has its own characteristics, satisfy the different types of target, who have all different needs and preferences. The Tourism Bureau continues to promote bicycle tour, hoping to promote tourism after the epidemic and allow the Taiwanese people get to know the beauty of Taiwan again. Hopefully in the future, we can make international tourists fall in love with Taiwan. Service innovation needs to focus on the real needs of customers. For example, under the epidemic, tourists cannot go outside and travel. The travel industry should make some innovative changes in their service, from travel planning to merchandise selling agricultural product or special souvenir online. It means what the travel agencies should do is not just provide domestic travel service, but also transform themselves into an industry of life. In conclusion, there are some suggestions. 1. The digital transformation of the tourism industry is the only way to go. 2. The government should collect data and build an open data platform. 3. Focus on exclusive in-depth tourism that emphasize experience, value, and uniqueness. 4. Safe, flexible borders and the localized tourism will be the trend in future. 5. Attention must be paid to maintaining Taiwan's ecological environment. 6. The government should have strategic integration and planning for the tourism revitalization. 7. Industry should strengthen its soft capabilities and hardware infrastructure. 8. Business should think about how to transform and find ways to connect with travelers. 9. The epidemic is a good opportunity for the tourism industry to rethink the value of the brand and improve service quality. Taiwan is a beautiful island. I hope that the global COVID-19 pandemic can be brought under control as soon as possible so that everyone can return to their own lives. I also hope that we can invite everyone to Yunpei University as guests. We have a beautiful and friendly campus. The faculty as well as enthusiastic students look forward to seeing you all. Taiwan welcome you.
Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy my presentation. I'm look forward to seeing you in Yunpei University or in Taiwan. May happiness and health follow you wherever you go. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Han, for your presentation. I love to go to Taiwan one day after this COVID disappear. We would like to thanks to you for your sharing and your insight with us today. And I can conclude that government plays a critical role in tourism development and revitalization after the pandemic. It is important for tourism industry and destination to align marketing strategy to the change of travel needs. As a token of appreciation, we would like to give a certificate as a presenter. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is Ms. Erina Lo. Ms. Erina Lo is currently a president of Southeast Asia Tourist Guide Association. She has been contributing to the growth of Malaysia tourism industry for the past 20 years. She has a lot of experience serving as an entrepreneur and a professional tourism consultant, as an ASEAN Master Training, in pursuing her passion for the tourism industry. He has contributed greatly to the development of the tour guiding sector, in which she has cultivated, trained, and developed tourist guide throughout the ASEAN region. How was your day, Ms. Lu?
Thank you, host.
Okay.
Everybody can hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, before your presentation, you have 15 minutes to present your presentation. Now, time is yours.
Thank you so much, Master. So I would like to show my gratefulness, specific thank you to Prof. Sahid Parantika, provide us this opportunity to share a big journey on this whole pandemic, and now we are looking forward into the post-pandemic era. Okay, so may I have my slide, please? So during this journey, I would say that tourist guide is very unusual, and most of them didn't have
Already on the screen. The next slide is go to better normal. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Okay, can I have the next slide, please?
The next slide.
So, yes, thank you. So while everybody saying that the new normal, I still remember last year I also did a presentation. The word the new normal, it's going to be very stressful because it sounded like everything we have to change so much. So then we decided that on this SEATGA perspective, that Southeast Asian Tourism Association, I think we should encourage people not just to look into the new normal, but let's create some comfortableness scenario and make the choice of words to release stress a little bit. That's why we choose the word go to better normal. Okay. Can I have the next slide?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Erina, for your presentation. Oh, back to presentation. Just a moment. Okay. Is that right?
Okay, that's good. So go to the better normal, and can I have my next slide, please?
Next slide.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, okay. So just now, I think the video showing was basically it was my last slide. Okay, but it's okay. I think from the theme that we have created from the video we have just seen is all the thematic tour. Whatever thematic tour, even we want to upskill and reskilling our tourist guide, I think the SOP, the standard of procedure now is very much concerned. Yeah? So I'm not going to go through with you that the practice of the 3W. I think everybody aware of it. Can I have my next slide? And that's the reason why I say if I fully complying with the word new normal, that's how the guide should be looks like. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'm agree.
To really protect ourselves.
Yes.
That's scary, isn't it?
Sure, right.
So in terms of, I mean, instead of like changing our frontliners, to be fully protected like this, I think many of us couldn't perform the job very well. Yeah. So that's why we, in SEATGA position, we would like to say that we have to retrain back our tourist guide. So can I have the next slide, please? So that's where the tourism supporting the recovery, as you can see from the slide here. So these are all the important elements that I'm not going through one by one, which you can just see clearly, through the slide here. I think the most important thing is, I think all the government is working very hard now to reduce the cost of traveling. Okay, so I say the word cost of traveling because if the vaccinated lane are not imposed, the quarantine days are not reduced, and if we have to put a lot of red taps, into traveling procedures, then I think it's very hard, to welcome back the international traveler. So that's why domestic is always currently the priority. Yeah. Can I have the next slide, please? So the challenges of the frontliners. Can I go to the next slide? So as you can see here, by transforming, upskilling, and reskilling them, so we want to send a strong message. Tourist guide doesn't mean we have to just wait for the assignment to come, okay? So you can anytime convert yourself as a tour operator, or become a tour manager, or maybe you can become a product owner such as like if you have some assets, or you can also partnership, find right partners, and you can develop tourism products, and then you become the owner. But I think the most important now, based on the issue and supporting on the restart tourism or even the WTO, and also I think everybody address about sustainable development goals. I think now it's very important that in our message, in our thematic tour, in our experiences, how we going to make the message correct, such as how you organizing the activity and bring the in message, and not forget to incorporate it into sustainable development. So, from my observation and from my experience from 2016 until now, sad to say, many frontliners or many tour operators or tourism involving tourism professionals in these tourism sectors not fully understood sustainable development goals. But the greater things is now with the youth, especially talking about universities and higher education, and most of the coming from the academic side, they have been emphasizing a lot. So lately, I work a lot with the youth and with the universities, which is I'm really glad to see most of the younger generation now, they understood what is sustainable development. So that is really important. And that's the reason why SEATGA was non-stop keep collaborating and working, with the youth and also with the academician, and hopefully we can transform our lab to become specialists and also encourage more others to come into these tour guiding services. And I have the next. So from the, I emphasizing on arranging and organizing skill, like how we will conducting the activity and comply with the code of conduct. So I think the most important is now we can look into the numbers. So from last year until now, I'm keep encouraging my fellow tourist guide friends. And if you really want to live in a sustainable way, and that is the only thing that we have to keep looking for new places and work with the local community. Because I try to look for places unpopular and support and help the local community to develop a sustainable tourism. Okay, I think until today, even we get vaccinated, all currently in Malaysia, that's where my home country. Right now we are promoting the booster shot now, okay, and this is the whole November, we are keeping encouraging the booster shot. But I still want to send a strong message. Avoid 3C, it's not compulsory. Whether we are vaccinated or non-vaccinated, that is the only way to let our traveler, our visitor, our tourist able to travel in the same way. So we have to avoid crowded places, confined space, and no close conversation. And that is also the reason why we encourage the tourist guide to transform themselves. Can I have the next slide, please?
The next.
Yes. So you can see the technology for enhancement. So now I'm encouraging the tourist guide or even the tour operators. It's a must. Don't just let the media consume the video. So we need to learn the skill as a YouTuber, be the influencer.
Yeah.
So last year I have experimented myself, and even I start opening up the channel. Okay. I know that we couldn't encourage and we couldn't receive, much income, from the current situation, but not forget that content is very important. So if we do not building up a good content, okay, in a sustainable way, and if we don't comply with the digital way, and we definitely will not these things. Yeah? And I think also currently, I like to encourage people also look into seriously comply with the data protection and the privacy legislation too. Because with the digital, we also understand that we create another negative impact coming in because it's too open and too widely spread. And sometimes people have just forgotten that the data protection and the privacy legislation. Okay? So in order for us to prepare ourselves, I encourage every tourism professional in the home country should look into these kind of safety procedures as well. Yeah. Can I have the next slide, please? So in the end, whatever that we want to develop, it's all the chart that have really saying very clearly to all of us, calculating the risk. So whoever
Wow, thank you very much for your enlightening, Ms. Erina. The highlight of your presentation, if I can conclude that, we need to cultivate more love and respect in difficult times to the people and the planet. We have to keep encouraged to live in more sustainable way. Is that right? Thank you. So as a token of appreciation, we would like to give a certificate as presenter to you. Please give applause. Once again, thank you very much, Ms. Erina. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is Dr. Yohanes Sulistyadi. Selamat sore, Bapak. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Selamat sore, Bapak. Oh, still mute? Yes, I can hear your voice, sir. Please unmute your Zoom, because we can hear your voice. We cannot hear your voice, sir. Okay, it's great. It's great. Now we can hear you very clearly. So, please allow me to read your short biography, sir. Dr. Yohanes Sulistyadi completed a doctoral program majoring in Human Resources Management from University of Jakarta, Indonesia. He started his career as a lecturer. He had served as a director of Akpar Indonesia and also as a chairman Sahid Institute of Tourism. Currently, he is a deputy executive director of Sahid Jaya Foundation, and he also an assessor of National Higher Education Accreditation Board. He has written for international organizations such as ILO and ASEAN, and he specializes in sustainability tourism. One of the biggest his work is study of management sustainable tourism policy in Charita Beach Natural Park in West Banten province. Pak Yohanes, you have 15 minutes to present your presentation. Time? Yes, time is yours, sir.
We are very happy that COVID pandemic of the world is getting under control, so that tourism can recover the world. So many people in the world are very bored and want to travel regularly. And Indonesia is having it before 15 or 20,000 per day currently after affects under hopefully low effect. Hopefully there is no next wave, so we can continue to strictly implement this is my point. Okay, next slide please. Okay, the current issue in the world, not only the pandemic, but also the first is pandemic, yes. The second is sustainability. Economic exploitation. So Indonesia. Also, the third is science and technology. More faster, efficient, effective, low investment, low budget, and high quality. So many big countries, the big manufacturing, the big businessmen, because of science. It is important. Funding as well as comprehensive physics. Next, please. Okay, mega trend for the future. I think we have a challenge. It's a global middle class. It's for by aging population. You know that in challenge about the growth of pandemic insecurity, natural disaster, political instability is facing economies. That's why we must do evolving discipline to change direction, to change model tourism should be designed. Also, we focus on sustainable tourism, growth is very important. Low emission, water resources, food production, well-being, all activities. Another thing is digitalization, automatization, artificial intelligence, and so on. It is the point. After COVID, we have more focus in not only pandemic, but as well as use of technology. And the speaker mentioned that technology is next. Okay, we're talking about sustainable tourism development, facilitating tourism. Tourism development performance should not only be evaluated by its contribution to growth, but also by its improvement of people welfare, poverty, underproduction, natural and environmental resources conservation, culture, development, and development of the nation, while for the country, natural communication, unity, and international. This is a point sustainable. This subject of pandemic, another speaker also talking about the impact of the pandemic is really big impact, not only the economy, but as well as behavior, as well as psychological aspect. Almost 2 years, Indonesia was suffered. Several industry sector also suffer losses in the COVID virus pandemic. Second, the COVID pandemic change of culture and lifestyle. Yeah, on Balinese, so many people they back to the pandemic is increased in the nature. Yeah, standard new tourism business model during the post pandemic. The first is quality tourism. Leaving us out safety and the second, vocation, the model vocation, safecation, and staycation. It's the trainers model of therapy. Contactless service, use of online, delivery, takeaway, outdoor, dining service. I think for the next one, the future, dining service is more developed. Resolve. So the last academic and collaboration. Because we cannot alone. We should be integrated in the collaboration with so the strategy Nugroho Indonesia is the model of Indonesia, I think. First is the quality tourism. It's a very good, high spending, protects or respect nature, culture, people. It needs to have so many definitions that for development of quality tourism. And the second, access connectivity. Access connectivity is very important. Use of technology. And even in the top of mountain, even the part from the big cities should be access connectivity. But the cleanliness, health, safety, and destination visitation. And the fourth is food quality of human capital. Human capital is very important to develop not only the scale but as well as psychological science. They know how to treat the people properly. And others, and Vision of Indonesia Sustainable Growth. I think it's one country formally based on the long-term national development economies, equal prosperous Indonesia and global direct for food, for growth, for job, for economy. And I think on the positive thing, the COVID-19 is so wicked. It starts with traveling not so much car. One thing that strategic framework in research sustainability new normal is purpose a change of mindset of all stakeholders. Second, sustainable tourism new normal impact that present in the adoption. And the third, customize the new mindset of local community development of tourism and protocols cleanliness, health, safety, and environment. And for introduction of control mechanism and enforcement. Yeah, in the earlier pandemic, the health, how to control people, how to make it regulation as Indonesia still for the French state of Indonesia. After mitigation. Okay, the next implementation strategy. The one is mainstream and promote new normal as COVID-19 through sustainability in cooperation with government, tourism health, tourism empowerment, also the policy priority, local community and cooperative action. And to accelerate digital transformation and innovation in the tourism ecosystem, and enhance opportunity for useful employment in the tourism sector. Tourism is important with sales. There's an import system voluntary under sustainability new evaluate the existing tourism, higher education, senior high school professional should be developed, facing, and second, identify local potential and partner, and select and create marketing. Hope sustainable approach and planning, like establishing a single tourism sector should be any single contributor because it not is all into sectoral. Okay. Next, conclusion. Yeah. We would like to propose a community development strategy to recovery tourism in new era still to be understood and integrated into the all stages of the process. And it should be applied not only for core big enterprise, but also the small enterprise, small medium in the informal sector. Not only the private sector, but also the public sector must take the lead in this field. The community and general public must be involved directly or indirectly in this process of decision making, planning, and engaging for that. It is today. Thank you. And thank you, Asep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pak Yohanes, for your great presentation. If I can conclude several points that you have mentioned already, we need to consider strategy of tourism development for long term, which include different aspects such as community involvement, and development, collaboration, digital transformation, and also creative marketing approach. Is that right? Thank you, sir. Before we end of your session, as a token of appreciation, we would like to give a certificate as a presenter. Please give applause. Thank you once again, Pak Yohanes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last speakers, we have Miss Haddy Darboe. She is current Senior Officer Activities and Promotion Gambia Tourism Board. She studied Master of Science in Business Administration, and also he had a Bachelor of Science in Management in the same university, the University of Gambia. She had experience come to Indonesia with the Dharma Siswa Indonesian Scholarship Program on tourism at Sahid Institute of Tourism. In her current job, she originated and design and delivers appropriate marketing activities and promotion to drive awareness of the Gambia as a tourist destination. Okay, Ms. Haddy, you have about 15 minutes to presentation. Time is yours.
Assalamualaikum, everybody. It's 8 a.m. in Banjul. Today is the 25th of November, 2021. My name is Haddy Darboe. I'm working with the Gambia Tourism Board at the Marketing Department as a Senior Activities and Promotions Officer. And I was also a student at the Sahid Institute of Tourism in Jakarta through the Dharma Siswa program. I'm here today to do a presentation on the tourism development post-COVID-19 marketing strategies for Destination Gambia. As we all know, tourism has suffered a lot during the pandemic and is still continuing to suffer, but we're still on the verge of recovering from the pandemic. If not 100%, but at least 25% maybe, we can say. So this is just a short presentation on how the Gambia is trying to refocus its marketing strategy after the COVID. These are the presentation outline. We'll look at it from the country profile to how to get to the Gambia. This is the Gambian map, as you can see on your screen. The Gambia is one of the tiniest country in West Africa, and we are about 1.8 billion people. This is us from the 2013 census. We have 43 districts. Our capital name is Banjul, and we use the Gambian dialects. Our official language is English, but we have other dialects like Mandinka, Wolof, Fule, Aku, and the others. The population of the Gambia is about 85% Muslim, and 15% is Christian and other African religions. Our time zone is GMT. That's why we have a difference of 7 hours, as you can see. I'm in the morning, you in the afternoon. And it's a subtropical country. We have the dry and the wet season. This is the tourism industry at a glance. We have the tourism and culture, whose responsibility is to develop policies and strategize on how to run the tourism industry. So under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, we have 3 satellite institutions, which is the Gambia Tourism Board, where I work, the National Center for Arts and Culture, the Gambia Tourism and Hospitality Institute. The Gambia Tourism Board's overall responsibility is to implement the ministry's policies, and also the NCAC responsibility is to develop, promote the Gambian arts and culture. The GTHI, which is our other sister institution, is responsible for training personnel and supply to the hotel industry or the tourism industry. So these are the 3 satellite institutions under the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. Tourism industry at a glance. Tourism is contributing about 16 to 18% of our GDP, to our GDP. And then we have, these are the numbers for the tourist arrival for the past years. 2019, we had like 235,000. 2020, you can see the drop from there, 89,000. And then 2021, from January to June, we have like 36,000. And we have a repeater rate of 44%. Those are mainly from our source market, which is the UK. And export earning from tourism is about 21.8% of the total export. We have about 47 hotels ranging from 1 star to 5 star, and a bed capacity of more than 7,000. And all of these, the beauty of it is that all of these hotels are lined up along the coastal area of the tourism industry, called the TDA, that is the Tourism Development Area. These are some of the COVID-19 updates as at 13 November. And the latest update on the COVID vaccine, of the COVID vaccination, is that we have about 267,000 people that are fully vaccinated, and which is considered 9.1% of the total population of people who are vaccinated. For further information, you can please visit the website, which is shown below on your screen. I'm sure the presentation will be shared later. These are the impacts of the COVID-19. As I was saying, it has really hit us very hard, and we had a loss of about 6 billion plus, which I think if you calculate it now, because this was just from January to June, if you calculate it up to November, we'll have even the numbers being very high. So a total combination of this loss from the hotel is about 6 billion. And then from camps, ecologies, and other, you have about 15 million. And from the restaurants, it's amazing, a loss of 33.8 million. So if you look at all of these numbers from the establishment, and also even from the state, the amount that we lost during the COVID is really too much. If you add everything, is just more than even 6 billion dollars. The post-COVID strategy goes, because of the pandemic, it has made us refocus our strategy on how to market our destination and also look at our goals as well. So here we have ranging from the conduction of a perception survey to look at how we can revamp our destination. And also we also try to ensure that destination Gambia remains competitive from its competitors. And also we want people to know that Gambia is a trusted source, is a trusted market that or trusted destination that people can come in without any fear of having COVID. So we trying to also maintain the growth of market share of visitors in the Gambia. Also utilize the awareness, the resources through our awareness creation campaign. That is the print media and then also the social media as well. So we also trying to continue building trust and engagement with our local and regional partners. Regional meaning West Africa, because what we realize is that we cannot always rely on the international market, but we have within our own region countries that we can rely on and work together to have a very good regional tourism market, which will contribute a lot for us. And also we're also trying to create support and implement a robust marketing initiative for fear of visitation after the post-COVID. The strategy priorities for the post-COVID is that we categorize them into 6 priorities where we need to transform the destination experience, because like right now, everywhere you see people wearing masks and all have the social distancing. So we're trying to transform that. So the people, when they come, they will follow the COVID measures and also look at it in a way that is not going to be like a pressure on them, but they will still enjoy what the destination has to offer through our niche products as well. So we're trying to transform the destination experience post-COVID. And we're also trying to, priority 2, we're also trying to do a lot of communication and stay in touch with our tourists and make sure that they have the right information at hand in order for them to come and visit Gambia. We're also trying to sensitize them to tell them that Gambia is a safe place for them to be, even after post-COVID. Now, we also prioritize our strategy through staying active on social media. We through all the social media platforms like the Twitters, the WhatsApp, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, all of that. So we're trying to actively be there and also try to communicate as well with our tourists so that they can know what is happening in our country. We also we're looking at also the health measures. This we're working with the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Tourism and Culture is working with the Ministry of Health in order to be able to secure the health measure and make sure that passengers or tourists, when they come to the Gambia, they are not hassled because of the COVID measures in place. So that's why we have, that's why government decided to let in tourists that come in with the vaccination card and present a negative PCR to enter the country. So we also have forming a partnership with our operators and tell them that if you're selling our destination, make sure you tell them that it is safe to come to our country. So having these tour operators also sell the destination outside the Gambia to their own people and tell them that Gambia is safe because we have all the measures put in place for them. And we also have with the airlines as well. Recently we have the Air France that recently started flying to the Gambia, which is flying 7 days a week. Those ones also are new airlines that are coming into the destination Gambia. So we're hoping that they will soon be, because they are not scheduled flight, we want them to be scheduled flight to bring in tourists as well. And also we also have a look at customer segmentation, because Gambia, we are more of boomers, I would say, because all the people that visit the Gambia are above 50 to 60 like the old. So we're trying to see how best to look at our market segment through the niche products that we have, so that we can also capture the young people that are coming, because during this COVID, I'm sure old people are not traveling that much. You have the young people that are on the run and traveling. So we're trying to maintain that and also develop our niche products like the fishing competition, the bird festivals, and all. So if we develop that to its full capacity, then we'll be able to capture these young generation coming in. These are some of the activity targets, which are just showing the kind of visitors that will be interested in coming in. So those who will be interested in kayaking, water surfing, fishing, and also those who are going to seek unique cultural experiences. Like we also have the ones coming for the community-based tourism, that is the CBT. And also we're trying to promote wedding and honeymoon as well. And then also we're trying to also seek for nature-based adventure type tourists who will be interested in bird watching, wildlife viewing, and walking in the wild. And our geographic location of the target markets, those are the primary ones are the Central and Northern Europe, Scandinavian, Eastern as well, and also look at this West Africa, which is the sub-region. And then the secondary ones are the Americas and Eastern Europe. And also we're hoping to have an all year round, which is the domestic and regional market. So what we're trying to do here is, if we have the Gambians themselves coming out to be tourists in their own country, and also have the tourists from our neighboring countries under the sub-region, then compilation of those tourists will make us have an all year round tourism. These are some of the sites seeing and UNESCO World Heritage Site that are in the Gambia here. You have the Kachikali Crocodile Pool, the Arch 22, the National Museum, and the like. So the Kunta Kinte, I don't know whether you all know about Alex Haley. He's the author of the book called Roots. And Kunta was captured from the Gambia in a village called Jufure to the Americas for slave trade. So this island has been named after Kunta Kinte. And then you also have the stone circles of the Senegambia and the Gambia, because the Senegal and Gambia are neighboring countries. So we have these stone circles both in Gambia and Senegal. These are UNESCO World Heritage Sites that people can see when they visit the Gambia. These are some of the activities that you can do when you come here. You have bird watching, golfing, you have also suntan, and you can also connect with the people and also connect with the culture as well. And you also have a very relaxing time in our ecologies, which are along the river Gambia. As you can see in that picture where you can see the sun batting, that's Makasutu. And these are some of the things that you can do when you come to the Gambia. These are some of the pictures of the beaches of our Gambia. I can see that we have one of the best beaches in the world. So these are some of the pictures of them, but just trying to show you what we have to offer. How to get to the Gambia. So these are the travel information of people when they want to visit the Gambia. So if you look at it from the numbering here, like A, B, C, and D, you have the Commonwealth countries, the European, African, and the Baltic states. But if you look at it and you don't see your country there, you can always visit the link below that is shown there on your screen. You can visit there and see whether you will find your country there. So from the ground tour operators as well, we have the category A, category B, and then the official tourist guide that will help people when they visit the Gambia. I'm just brushing through here because due to time limit, we don't have enough time. So I've decided to just brush through today, but I'm sure the presentation will be shared with you later. I'm saying terima kasih untuk perhatian Anda. Thank you for your kind attention. I will be around for the Q&A session. Thank you.
Oke, terima kasih kembali, Haddy. I'm very glad to hear you back with us today. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for your presentation. But before we end of your session, from your presentation, that I can summarize that in addition to safety measure, it is important to transform destination experience, have the right target market, maintain communication to the target market, and have a strategic collaboration. So before we end of your session, as a token, we would like to give you a certificate as a presenter. So once again, give a big applause to Miss Haddy Darboe. Okay, so now we come to the question and answer session. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm sure so many questions already received by the committee. Unfortunately, due limited time, we already chosen several questions. So once again, thank you for your understanding. So allow me to read all your questions in one time, and after that, we will answer one by one by all the presenters. The question number 1 to Professor Elfazarov. Sir, the question is, the pandemic has created higher unemployment rate in tourism sector and create opportunities to be entrepreneur. Do you think that being an entrepreneur is better than being employee or a corporation? That's the first question to Prof. Elfazarov. And the question number 2 to Mr. Yohanes. Considering a lot of distraction, technological disastrous event happening in the world that can easily influence the stability of tourism industry, what advice you can give to us as a student who will have a career in tourism industry? And The third question to Ms. Erina. Is there the future job as the tourist guide in this digital revolution era? Because we can use technology to replace the human role in interpreting and guiding. So that's all the question for time being. So Pak Yohanes, Ms. Erina, and Prof. Elfazarov, please your response or your answer about this question. So, Prof. Elfazarov, are you there? Maybe the next question, Pak Yohanes, maybe you can respond about the question about what your advice can you give to us as a student, from our student, who will have a career in tourism industry?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asep. It's a good question for the student. So, what does Sahid say? Most people talking about the facing of the next or the future of the I think the most important is every student studying the value, what the person wants to know the value of tourism, the principle of what do you mean by value? That is how what are the principle that is the first. The second, I think even studying the picture, you can portray, but also then you must know and can operate the technology. Technology is you cannot avoid. Technology you must know. If one use waiter, if one use housekeeper, I think in the future, multi-talent is because more job change or replaced by technology. So you must think that multi-talent not only generalist, but you must master in another subject, but you can look also in another section. For example, this is that is but you must know how to handle also as well as in the front office. That is main point. Also, the last is entrepreneur aspect. To have the spirit of fighting spirit, entrepreneur soul, to understand what the demand need. That is why hopefully our students, all the students know how to face it the future. But the future is yours. Use of technology, principle of value, as well as tourism, sustainable development, and that is why Asep.
Wow. Thank you, sir, for your great advice. So I'm sure that all of our students will keep spirit to facing the future, especially this pandemic is over. All right. Are you there, Professor? Okay, maybe we can go to the next question to Miss Erina.
Yes, I'm here. Everyone can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
The beauty of this panel is why the creator have created flora, fauna, and human, right?
Yeah.
So, in the end of the day, I think the strong message here is the five senses. So we can use technology, we can agree that we need to keep reskilling and upskilling ourselves, up to the date that is required.
Okay.
And that's why in our tagline, if you read carefully, purposeful, sensory, journey.
Okay.
So coming into the different stage and different level, you require different life experiences. So we can't say just AI just replace anyone.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Otherwise, there is no point there's human existing. Don't forget AI also created by human. So the human must have some sort of experiences. Only they have created something even more better.
Okay. Thank.
Personally, I still feel tourist guide is professional.
Okay.
It will never die.
So I can get your answer that human touch is number one. It's always we need someone to talk with us. Even now we know there are some hotels, there are no people. All is by AI, but we still need someone to speak up. Yes. So once again, thank you very much for your response. So how about Professor Elfazarov? Are you there? Okay, so because we do limited time now, it's already 5:10 p.m. in Indonesian time. We already over 10 minutes from our schedule. So once again, thank you very much for all speakers for sharing with us. So this is the end of the session of our webinar today. And thank you to all for your attending. We hope you learn and enjoy all the presentation. It was pleasure to have all of you. So now we will return to the master ceremony, Miss Dante. Time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Asep. Thank you very much for all the presenters. Next, we will have a photo session. To audience, please kindly turn on your camera. Operator ready? 1, 2, 3. Once again. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of today's webinar and the event, November 25, 2021. For information, we have regular study programs and double degree international programs with referral countries in Japan, France, Uzbekistan, and Taiwan. Sahid Polytechnic have 3 study programs: Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Hotel Management, Bachelor of Applied Sciences in Tourism Management, Diploma 3 Culinary Art, Diploma 3 Hotel Operation, and Diploma 1 Hotel Operation. Our programs are using a blended learning on campus, online, and workplace. To vocational and high school graduates, Sahid Polytechnic is open for registration for the academic year 2022-2023, starting from October 2021. For registration via Sahid Polytechnic website, www.poltechsahid.ac.id. We would like to remind our invited guests to fill in the attendance list provided in the chat box. E-certificate will be sent via email. Once again, I am Siti Rahmadanti as Master of Ceremony. On behalf of the webinar committee, we would like to say thank you for your participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om, Santi, 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 Om. Thank you.
I will support the recovery of tourism in Indonesia to bounce back. I am Reno. This is the story of how I met them as tourism friends at the Sahid Polytechnic. My mom said the rhino is a very protected animal by humans. Our nearly extinct race made humans treat us with affection. The thing that made me most happy is being able to interact with humans. In the past, many people came every day to see me. But unfortunately, that happiness didn't last long. 2019, my world was hit by a terrible COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism is collapsing. No more tourist activities like before. My house is closed. No humans visit me anymore. Sometimes there are humans visit me, but they never interact with me, and that makes me sad. But with my courage, I will seek a new insight to learn more about tourism. I will support the recovery of tourism in Indonesia to bounce back. I am Reno. This is the story of how I met them as tourism friends at the Sahid Polytechnic. My mom said the rhino is a very protected animal by humans. Our nearly extinct race made humans treat us with affection. The thing that made me most happy is being able to interact with humans. In the past, many people came every day to see me. But unfortunately, that happiness didn't last long. 2019, my world was hit by a terrible COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism is collapsing. No more tourist activities like before. My house is closed. No humans visit me anymore. Sometimes there are humans visit me, but they never interact with me, and that makes me sad. But with my courage, I will seek a new insight to learn more about tourism. I will support the recovery of tourism in Indonesia to bounce back. I am Reno. This is the story of how I met them as tourism friends at the Sahid Polytechnic. My mom said the rhino is a very protected animal by humans. Our nearly extinct race made humans treat us with affection. The thing that made me most happy is being able to interact with humans. In the past, many people came every day to see me. But unfortunately, that happiness didn't last long. 2019, my world was hit by a terrible COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism is collapsing. No more tourist activities like before. My house is closed. No humans visit me anymore. Sometimes there are humans visit me, but they never interact with me, and that makes me sad. But with my courage, I will seek a new insight to learn more about tourism.